Today I want to talk about even numbers and odd numbers. Even numbers are numbers that you can divide into two equal parts. You can separate them into two equal parts, and that's why they're even. Odd numbers can't be separated into two equal parts. You will either have 2 and 1, you will either have a pair or multiple pairs, and one remainder. You can separate this into two equal parts. You can separate this into two equal parts. You can't separate this into equal parts. There will be a remainder. You can't separate this into equal parts. There will always be a remainder. Let's give an example. Let's look at the number 4. Okay. Now, you can separate 4 into two equal parts. You have 2, and you also have 2. Two twos make 4. This is an even number because 2 and 2 are equal parts without any remainder. Another number is 8. You can separate this into two equal parts. You're going to have 4 and 4. 4 and 4 are equal without any remainder. This is even because you can separate them into two equal parts. This is the first and this is the second equal parts. Now let's look at a number like 3. Can you separate 3 into two equal parts? As I demonstrated, you can't. You really can't. You're going to have 2 and you're going to have 1. Or you're going to have 1 and you're going to have 2. None of these are equal to the other. Now, when I say equal parts, I'm talking about integers. I'm talking about whole numbers, like 1, 2, 3. I'm not talking about fractions like 1, 1/2, and so on. If we're talking about numbers in an absolute sense, you can separate 3 into 2 1/2s. But I'm talking about whole numbers now. Numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these natural numbers. We can only separate even numbers into two equal natural numbers. Now another number is 7. We can't separate 7 into two equal natural numbers. For example, when we try to separate 7 into equal natural numbers, we're going to have 4 and 3. Now, there's always going to be a remainder, right? There will always be a remainder. So we can't have 4 and 4. There will always be a remainder. Now, this is 4. This isn't up to 4. Now, if we try to separate it into 3 and 3, 3 and 3 gives us 6. There is a remainder of 1. That's why it's called odd. Odd numbers always have a remainder of 1 when you try to separate it into equal parts. Same with 9. What can we separate 9 into? We can separate 9 into 4 and 4. But the problem is that there will be a remainder of 1. You see? If we try to separate 9 into 5 and 4, they're not really equal. One is more than the other. And that is why it's called odd, because there will always be a remainder of 1. A good trick to remember is that even numbers ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. We can have 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and so on. If it ends in 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8, it's an even number. Now, odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. We have 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, and so on. If it ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, it's an odd number.